Assalamualaikum. My name is Nur Aina Shamimi Binti Rosli. My matric number is S46539. So today I would like to do a presentation of my practical training, and the title for my issue is Insufficient Documents Due to Lack of Cooperation from Management Team of Client Affects the Audit Quality. I will start my presentation with the introduction of organization of my practical training, which is in Salihin. Salihin is the name of a group of 12 independent entities having over 300 competent professionals and consultants from different backgrounds with diverse thought, expertise and experience. Salihin began its journey in February 2022 and evolved to a level deep-rooted in Sharia. It is also the only accountancy firm which has uniquely identified Islamic accountability as its core philosophy. It sets a strong foundation upon which aspire them to be the distinctive global provider of Sharia value-based knowledge, assurance, advisory, and solution. Salihin has about 7 services towards its client, which are Sharia advisory, Sharia education and training, Sharia research and publications, advisory and corporate finance, fintech and digital consulting, direct and indirect tax, and audit assurance. However, its main contribution service is auditing. There is also a subsidiary under Salihin called MISA, which provides comprehensive governance and company secretarial services to diverse clients ranging from small, medium to large enterprise. They also provide expert services for accounting and reporting economic transaction and event in accordance with the Malaysian Financial Reporting Standard (MFRS), Malaysian Private Entity Reporting Standards (MPERS), and Malaysia Public Sector Accounting Standard (MPSAS) for business and government entities respectively. The company headquarters is located at Taman Samudra, Batu Cave, Selangor. It also have 2 local branches located in Kuching, Sarawak and Johor Bahru. Other than that, Salihin also have the international network or representative office in Nairobi, Kenya. So here is the leadership team of Salihin, which led by Encik Salihin bin Abang. Next, I will tell about the details of tasks carried out in auditing. The first process is me as an auditor will receive the management account of the client's company. However, I also need to prepare the audit requisition list to request supporting documents which necessary for auditing process. While waiting for the documents, I will start to complete the working paper. And after receiving the supporting documents from client, I proceed to look up either is it tally or not the amount from the management account and the supporting documents. Other than that, I need to check also whether the amount or transaction have an evidence or not to show the transaction have happened. Then I will do the statutory audit by contact with the company secretary to make an appointment to get the copies of documents and resolution by the company. Next, I will proceed to the preparing of audit report, which include the financial statement, notes of the financial statement, and independent auditor report. After finishing the working paper, statutory audit, and audit report, I will need to have a review with the manager, director, and partner of the job. It is for to check if there is any corrections that need to be amended before finalize the report. At the same time, I need to do the calculation for the audit fee before issuing an invoice for payment that need to be made by the client. After our report have get all the approval from several authorities and has been amended, the report will be finalized, and lastly, it will proceed with the filing process. The next part is the introduction to the issues. The title of my issue is Insufficient Documents Due to the Lack of Cooperation from Management Team of Client Affects the Audit Quality. Every company has their own issues about their client and own problem to face. During my practical training at Salihin, I found several issues in the auditing process. The issues are related to the ethical and the mistake of humans in the work. There are some clients that did not follow the audit procedure and standard in the accounting and auditing that affect the audit quality, such as client does not have a proper arrangement of documentation and keep their records of transaction properly. Thus, this will make an auditor does not have sufficient documents as an audit evidence to perform an auditing process. Sufficient documents for audit evidence is a necessary thing that an auditor need to consider it when doing the auditing process. However, some clients are not too exposed to a proper and organized documentation, records, and filing. Thus, this will lead to a problem when an auditor want to collect documents and sometimes client told that the document have already missing. This will affect the audit quality of an auditing made by the auditors. Audit quality is an important thing that an auditor need to take care of because it will show the outcome of an audit report after the auditing process, whether it will turn into a low audit quality or high quality audit. The issue of audit quality has always been a key consideration for auditors. By performing a high quality audit means that audit risk is reduced and the audit firm is less likely to issue wrong audit opinion. Auditors play a key role in contributing to the credibility of the financial statement on which they are reporting. High-quality audits support financial stability. As the global auditing standard setter, the IAASB has a public interest responsibility to develop standards and guidance for auditors to facilitate high-quality audit being achieved, which in turn build public trust and confidence in financial statements and financial reporting more broadly. Maintaining and enhancing audit quality must be the priority in any revisions, but sometimes auditors are faced with pressures which may lead to them compromising audit quality, such as lack of sufficient evidence, incomplete of transaction record, issues relating to competence, ethical dilemmas, and the extent of judgment. Here is the figure of framework of audit quality. In February 2014, the International Auditing and Assurance Standards Board, IAASB, issued its publication named A Framework for Audit Quality, Key Elements that Create an Environment for Audit Quality, which is framework which describe in a holistic manner the different elements that create the environment which maximize the likelihood that quality audits are performed on a consistent basis. The framework describes the input, processes, and output factors that contribute to audit quality at the engagement, audit firm, and national levels for financial statement audits. The framework also demonstrates the importance of appropriate interactions among stakeholders and the importance of various contextual factors. The framework applies to audit of all entities regardless of their size, nature, and complexity. It also applies to all audit firms regardless of size. The framework is non-authoritative. It is not a substitute for standards of quality control, nor does it establish additional standards or provide procedural requirements for the performance of audit engagements. Next, I will proceed with the discussion of issues. Before I start to audit a company, it is necessary to understand the overall objectives and the auditor's responsibility to give the best opinion and judgment with the evidence. ISA 500 states that there are 7 audit evidence such as existence, occurrence, right and obligation, completeness, valuation or allocation, measurement, and lastly is the presentation and disclosure. Specifically, an auditor needs to understand the nature of the business and all the audit standards. The issue that I found during my practical training, which because of insufficient documents, was audit report did not finalize for many years, or in the other word is backlog account. For example, during my internship, I need to audit a client that need for me to audit the account from year 2015 until 2020. The issue arises in backlog account when I did the audit report and cannot give true and fair opinion, or also known as a qualified opinion due to the outstanding matter. Because of the company itself cannot provide us with documents and are in problem, make me as an auditor pending the job due to that. All the outstanding matters give impacts to the audit work, especially I cannot perform the audit work properly, which could affect the audited that year. If this continue, it could affect the following year as well. This problem restricted to the job that an auditor need to perform because they cannot get the supporting documents due to lack or missing documentation. Thus, the auditor needs to request the document or invoice, but sometimes it's difficult to contact the client and they did not cooperate with us. Due to these matters, the proper audit procedure cannot be performing. For example, for the purpose of audit evidence, auditor needs to examine client account and get supporting documents to make sure that the figure are tally with the supporting documents provided. Auditors cannot do so if the client does not keep a proper record. The major issues related to this company are their documentation was not properly kept by the client. Some of document like invoices and receipt does not keep by client and were not arranged properly. It makes the auditor difficult to find supporting documents. Auditor only can vouch against payment voucher made by client, check bad, and bank statement. This was hard for me to know the exactly payment made by client without the details. When we request the payment receipt, they cannot provide us. They said the invoice are missing, and if we do have audit query and need them to explain, they give an excuses to answer the audit query. Besides that, The other problem that I faced during auditing thus was the payment made by the client to Lembaga Hasil Dalam Negeri LHDN for the provision of taxation that client did not keep the receipt for the payment. By then, I need to request client for any documentation and ask whether the payment was made to the LHDN was for the current year or paid installment. By copy of bank statement, I found that the amount of bank charges accounts are very big and there is no detail provided for the item. We cannot determine the charges are made for what. Other than that, sometimes the amount of trade debtor and trade creditor cannot be identified because I cannot find the payment voucher and receipt whether any payment have been made to the creditor or any payment received from the debtor. Subsequently, it make my job pending due to that matter. Besides that, I also cannot know if the debtor still exist or the debt has been reclassified to bad debts or write-off. Auditor also will responsible with the report that they prepared. If there are problems with the audit report, the auditor need to be responsible. This is the reason why they have to follow the audit procedure, because whatever present in the report is the auditor responsible and the information are used by user are useful and not false. It is the reason why the auditors need to report the true and fair view in their report and important to the auditor to get the correct amount. Besides, a sufficient of audit evidence could give a result of high audit quality. According to the ISA 500, the audit evidence are very important to the auditor because if there are problems in future, auditor has evidence from the supporting document to support their opinion in the report and to show that the auditor already followed the standard and requirements set by Malaysia Institute of Auditing MIA. To overcome these issues, my suggestion and recommendation is the auditor should advise the client to keep the document properly for audit process. It will make the auditor work easy to find the supporting documents to be attached with the audit working paper. It is very important to keep the document or invoice as an evidence that the account or the invoice provide are tally. It is also an important document for an auditor to do the vouching process. In addition to that, an auditor also could take an action by advising the client how to record the transaction correctly and properly so that there is no account that will be overstated or understated. The purpose of the independent audit is to provide confidence in the quality of financial reports. Improving audit quality and the consistency of audit execution is essential to maintaining confidence in the independent assurance they provide. Auditor must provide true and fair audit opinion to prevent any misstatement and wrong audit opinion in the financial report. Lastly, to make sure there is no other backlog account will happen to other company, the auditor should always remind their client to submit their account on time, or not, they will be charged penalty for late submission of account, and this eventually can prevent from the backlog account. During my practical training, there is additional skills that I acquired based on the issues. It gives me a clear picture that every document need to be kept in a properly way. The management or internal control itself in the company need to be efficient to make sure all the documents is properly kept. The knowledge that I learned is also the responsibility of an auditor to provide unqualified opinion. It's very important to give true and fair opinion due to the outstanding matter. Better way in maintaining an efficient active filing system is first of all label and keep the records in the place where you can easily find where you need in future. Then always start purging files from the back where the oldest documents are. For example, documents for January will be at the bottom part of the file, whereas the documents for December will be on the top. You can also purge files annually and use color coding for easy and quick identification. Other than that, the company also can put each of the document into file or box that has been labeled on the box and arranged according to the year. This method has been practiced by Salihin, where there is a room that arranged properly to keep the filing documents into a box and neatly arranged according to the year. The last part of my presentation is the conclusion. During the internship period, a wealth of experience and knowledge that I have gained, whether it consists of good knowledge in practical or ethical character, some knowledge and experience gained is not taught during the university studies and is offered in industry training session, as university teaching sessions are more emphasis on the theoretical knowledge alone. While doing the internship period, I able to have a practical practices with the application from the theoretical knowledge. In my personal point of view, I really enjoy myself by doing my internship here at Salihin. At first I thought that I will face difficulty by choosing this audit firm, but turns out I really enjoyed my time being here. All of the staff are friendly and they had guided me through everything here. Sincerely, I do not know anything about how does the auditing world would be in a job. But with my 6 months of internship, I do got filled with lots of knowledge of auditing world. To conclude, the industry training at Salihin give a great opportunities to obtain experiences and knowledge that I should grab so that I can prepare myself in facing the real working environment. I believe that all this experience will help me to adopt with the working environment in accounting and auditing world in the near future. The knowledge learned during practical training is very different from knowledge learned in the campus, but by combining both of the knowledge, give me confidence to learn about this accounting and auditing world. Hence, I would like to express a lot of thanks to all parties, especially to UMT and Salihin for giving me the opportunity during practical training. That's all my presentation. Thank you.